You never think your quiet lake cabin will turn into a war zone, but that's exactly what happened. It all started with a dispute simple enough. I owned a lakefront cabin tucked away on private land I inherited from my grandfather. He built it in the 70s, long before there were neighborhoods or homeowners associations or rules about what color your mailbox should be. It was peaceful, remote, and mine. But then came the developers. They bought up the land around the lake and slapped an HOA right on top of it. Concrete homes, paved trails, security cameras, they transformed what was once natural and quiet into a gated community with too many rules and not enough common sense. The HOA president, a woman named Marla, decided my cabin didn't fit the community aesthetic. Problem Wasmi cabin wasn't part of their community, not legally, not geographically, not at all. Still, they sent letters, mandatory HOA registration, unapproved structure within lake jurisdiction, non-compliant fencing. I ignored them. I had no reason to comply, but they didn't like that. Then came the warnings. Notes left on my door, citations taped to my truck, a 12-0 compliance fine mailed to my P.O. box. Again, none of it had any legal standing. I even had my lawyer send them a cease and desist. They didn't care. I thought they'd eventually give up, but no, these people were obsessed. Then things got dark. I started hearing things at night, tires crunching gravel outside my cabin, flashlights sweeping through the trees, a drone buzzing overhead at 2 a.m. So I set up cameras, and I quietly informed my team. See, I'm not just some cabin guy with a fishing rod. I work Federal Tactical Response, SWAT to be specific. And while I don't advertise that to strangers, my team knew the whole situation. And we decided if this kept escalating, we'd be ready, just in case. One night around 3 a.m. I heard it. Tires on gravel, then doors slamming, footsteps. I peered through the window and saw what looked like police officers creeping up toward my porch, but something was off. Wrong uniforms, bad patches, cheap radios. No cruisers, just two blacked out SUVs parked crooked on the dirt road. One guy raised a battering ram. That's when I knew these weren't real cops. They were faking it, trying to make it look like a lawful raid to scare me out. And they were seconds away from kicking in my door. What they didn't know, I wasn't alone. The moment that ram lifted, my guys moved, silent and fast. Two positioned in the woods behind the cabin, one on the ridge, and me inside, ready. Within seconds, we had eyes on all four intruders. No lights, no warnings. We waited. Just as the guy stepped onto the porch, one of ours whispered into his mic, "Stand down, you're surrounded." They froze. Another voice, this time mine, came from the speaker above the door. "You're trespassing on private federal property. Drop your weapons, hands visible, face down." Total chaos. One of them ran. Another dropped his fake badge and tried to explain. My guys detained all four. We called local authorities real ones. When the sheriff arrived and saw what happened, he was stunned. The uniforms were knockoffs. The IDs were fakes. And the ringleader? A private security contractor hired by none other than the HOA. They claimed they thought my cabin was abandoned and they were securing the area for safety. Absolute nonsense. They were trying to force me out, plain and simple. The sheriff knew it. Charges were filed, trespassing, impersonating law enforcement, attempted forced entry, the whole 9 yards. And Marla? She denied everything until phone records and invoices connected her to the team she hired. She's now under investigation. I still live in that cabin, still fish off the dock, but now there are new cameras, new locks, and a new respect in the neighborhood. HOAs can push all the paper they want, but when they cross the line from petty politics into crime, that's when things stop being a game. They sent fake cops. I had a real team, and they won't forget that night anytime soon.